Grown man that picks on kids. And I'm like, I can't take that seriously. I mean, I'm not supposed to. It's like, come on. I'm a grown man that picks on kids.
I'm a grown man. I'm a cartoon grown man that picks on kids.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, support our Patreon, which helps us to continue bringing you our live streams, videos, and podcasts while bringing you new content such as exclusive live streams and animated shorts. My name is Luca. I live on the ocean floor.
Yes.
You never heard that, have you?
No, I've not.
You
No.
know, I knew you haven't. No, and you know what? I forgive you for that because
Thank you.
That's before your time.
All right, there you go.
You know, we're talking about this boy Luca.
Mm-hmm.
You know, before he was a fish kid, he was a song back in the day.
Oh, all right.
I live upstairs from you.
Mom, that weird chick is down there singing again. She knows my name this time.
She's always out there. She's always following me around. I don't understand.
Ryan, can we call the police now?
Is that what this movie's based on? Is that song?
No.
So what's the relevance? Because it's Luca. That's
it's
why.
Luca.
All right, okay.
That's
I was
why.
confused. I'm trying to interpret this like, well, I guess it's about these precocious kids that live in the city. I guess you can make the comparison to the film. I'm like, I was overthinking it the whole time.
That's the problem. You overthink things, man.
No, I'm sorry. Man, I shouldn't do that.
It's Luca.
Just stop thinking, Chris. That's your problem.
Accept Luca for Luca. That's all.
Fine. I do. Believe me, I do.
Whether he lives on the second floor or on the ocean floor. Except Luca for Luca,
Yeah,
baby.
that's right. He's a person.
Yeah, our fish. Whatever.
Sea monster.
You know, before we talk about old Luca over here, let's talk about Pixar.
We can do that.
We're talking about Pixar movie.
Okay.
You know, the weirder the Pixar pitch or the movie pitch is that they do,
Yeah.
the more I think I like the film.
I agree with you.
Yeah, you know, you look at Up. You know, man ties balloons to his house and flies to an island where he has to battle an army of talking dogs.
Yeah, that's true. And angry Christopher Plummer.
Here's another one right here. Black man dies, comes back as a cat to play in a jazz band.
I like it.
Yeah. Weird,
Very weird.
but a great movie.
It is.
Both those great movies. We're talking about Up and Soul right there. So when I heard the story for this movie, which is Luca, I thought, you know what? Tell me more about this. Two sea monsters go to Italy to buy a Vespa. That's it.
That is the movie.
Now am I lying? That is the
You're
movie.
not lying, yeah. That's pretty consistent with what I saw.
I mean, there's some small details that I'm
they do
not leaving
other
out
things.
right
They
there.
have a good time.
Yeah.
They have ice cream. They eat watermelon.
Yeah, they eat watermelon. Yeah. Yeah. But really, they want to go there to get that Vespa up in there. And you know, this is a movie where I thought, well, because of how crazy this is right here,
Right.
I thought, all right, you know what? Yeah, this is gonna be one for the books right here. It's gonna be a classic.
What do you got, Pixar?
Yeah,
One
what
of your
you-
weirdest ones yet, I imagine.
Yeah, Pixar. Tell me about the Fish Boys, Pixar. You know, because every time they do a weird movie, I mean, it's not 100%. You know, it's not guaranteed to actually always be great.
They've had some misses over the last decade, I'd say.
Yeah, a couple of misses here and there. But, you know, for the most part, when they get kind of weird and wacky, I like those movies. Is this the case with this one? Or is it one of those misses that you just brought up? Hey, you want to look at this trailer?
Let's look at it.
Where did you boys say you were from?
Hey, leave them alone.
That old Hitler cat was about to rat them out. You see that?
I won't say nothing unless you bribe me.
They are not human.
That cat's a nasty son of a bitch.
That cat is a nasty son
In
of a
the
bitch,
movie.
man. Yeah, Hitler cat over here, man.
I see what you did there. You are hiding my people. I do not stand for it.
They are fish boys,
You do not like that in Italia.
and they look delicious.
Even got that little mustache right there. You're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm calling little Hitler cat. Yeah,
so true.
Gestapo cat.
Yeah, Gestapo.
You know, okay, so besides the whole thing of sea monsters is what they are.
Yeah.
That's what they're referred to.
They're real in this world.
Yeah, they're real in this world. Besides the whole thing of sea monsters going into the water and turning into sea monsters, but when they get back out, they turn human.
Yes.
You know, that is weird. And I'm saying that is weird because you probably say, well, How does that happen? Pixar says, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You know,
It just happens naturally.
it's nothing really that you haven't seen before. I mean, if you really think now, I would say this: it's nothing you haven't seen before, but it is the craziest mixture of things because it's a lot of things if you really want to dig deep. First of all, the most obvious to some people, if you've seen these movies, it's the Little Mermaid crossed with Splash.
Oh, yeah. Apt comparisons.
Yeah. Little Mermaid wanted to go to the surface, so she got some legs. Daryl Hannah as a mermaid, whenever she gets on land, she just gets legs. So, they didn't explain that there.
They do not.
Mainly because she was fine as hell when she got her legs.
Yeah, we didn't care. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't need an explanation.
No.
You look good, girl. I'm fine.
It's those two things, but combined with a few other things. There used to be a show called Sigmund and the Sea Monsters. It's a little bit of that. They even had a remake of it on Amazon back in the day.
Sigmund's made friends with humans. Gross. You can say that again. Gross.
Jesus.
Go violent. Shut up, you! Slapping them around.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Now, you keeping up with me? It's a combination Little Mermaid along with Splash. A little bit of Sigmund and Sea Monsters.
Yeah, hentai, yeah.
Hentai, yeah, we'll put that in there. And just a dash of Call Me By Your Name.
Man, the entire time, I'm like,
Were you not thinking?
Pixar, are you going to make these two boys kiss? Is that what you're going to do?
There's a cut out there where these two at least made out, man.
There's a romance.
They were at least curious.
Well, at least Alberto is.
Alberto,
The older character.
Alberto's the older kid with the pompadour. Don't no kid be that flamboyant with a pompadour and he ain't thinking about experimenting.
I know. It's like, why are you hanging out with her the whole time? I thought we were going to travel the world together. What are you doing? It's so upsetting. I hate you.
It sure does. Sea monsters, forget everything you know about them. They're not big and scary. They're not out there to eat sailors and tear up ships. No, it turns out that they're just like us. They got families like us.
Yeah.
And the kids get sick of their moms riding their ass just like everybody else.
Let me be me, Mom, please.
Yeah.
No, I said adhere to sea monster rights and rules.
Yeah, you got Jacob Tremblay. You remember him. This kid, he's a lot
Everything
older now. Yeah,
wow, he's grown like a weed.
damn, that neck grew, didn't it?
Yeah. He's got the giraffe neck.
Yeah, kid's turned into a handsome giraffe right there.
Yeah.
But he plays Luca, the title character. He just watches fish all day. He's like a shepherd, just sitting around watching fish all day.
Derpy fish.
These stupid ass fish.
Wall-eyed, always looking in every direction
Yep.
and getting lost.
Then he goes home to his overprotective mom, played by Maya Rudolph.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is like, no, it's not like Disney. They're under Disney. It ain't like Disney wants a single parent home, man. They either mom or dad is dead. Usually it's mom.
They have to kill one of them.
Mainly because they say mom's a bitch. That's why
Yeah.
if you watch this movie right here.
Yes.
But she is on Luca's ass.
She's
And
domineering. To everyone in the family.
to everyone, because dad, who's voiced by Jim Gaffigan, dad is kind of cool, but his bitch ass is straight up he's scared of mom. Look at her.
If I don't move, she can't see me.
You know how dogs look before they get beat?
Yeah.
That's what dad is looking like that right now. And for good reason, because mom beats that ass sometimes.
I needed that. It really woke me up.
No, I brought that shit on myself. I shouldn't have looked at you wrong.
Well, he's just such an absentee parent when he actually does start caring. It's like, oh, okay. He's so incompetent that he needs his wife to tell him what to do.
I like the way he brought that shit on my. I never should have ran.
I should have stopped moving. I just should have took it, baby. I should have just took it from you.
Straight up domestic abuse over
yeah,
here.
all the
Where
time.
the fuck you going? Don't you ever run from me, you motherfucker. Luca goes to the surface one day and finds another teenage sea monster boy.
Idiot, yes.
Yeah, what was that?
Idiot.
Yeah, oh yeah.
An idiot sea monster.
Stupid ass. A stupido.
Yes, very
And
much
by the
so.
way, his voiced by, because he's supposed to be the cool one, but he's voiced by the kid that was in Shazam.
Jack Glazer.
Jack Dylan Glazer. Y'all remember him. He was...
He was the scared kid from It.
Plus, he was the handicapped kid that the other teenagers tried to murder when he tried to just simply cross the street. Whoa. Fuck the handicap.
Always getting bullied, that kid.
Always getting bullied, man.
Yeah, it's that look.
That was crazy. That was attempted murder on a handicapped kid.
And everyone was okay with it.
And what did the teachers and the adults do? Like,
Like typical teachers. Yeah, exactly. That's what they would do. Yeah, Philadelphia's a rough town.
Yeah.
Killing all sorts of crippled
should
kids.
have been on the short bus earlier. I never liked that kid anyway. When Luca sees Alberto, he thinks like, damn, he's way sexier. I mean, cooler than I am.
Yes, that's it.
He thought, wow, this kid is way cooler than I am. You know, he lives by himself.
Bachelor.
Yeah, he's a bachelor. Does whatever he wants. He seems to have this being human thing completely down.
Alberto Scorfano.
Luca Paguro.
Piacere. Girolamo Trombetta. I'm kind of an expert.
What does it mean? The thing you just said?
Come on.
Bring your pretty ass on. Come on.
Yeah, I'm done talking. I'm just looking at you and I like what I'm seeing.
So what does it mean? No, wait a minute.
There was a few scenes in this movie like, when are they going to start making out?
Hey, come on.
Let's get your pretty ass
Don't
there.
worry about it. Come on.
Yeah,
Let's go up to my treehouse real quick.
Does it smell like chloroform? No, that's okay. Don't worry about it.
More
It's a human
stuff.
thing.
The sky, clouds, the sun. Whoa, don't look at it. Just kidding. Definitely look at it.
You know, also, Alberto is that kid that is either going to be in jail or dead before he's 18.
No question. He's always the kid who's unsupervised, and the other parents are like, stay away from him.
Yeah.
Don't interact with him. He'll get you arrested and or killed.
And he'll grab your ass before you go.
Oh, no doubt
Yeah.
about that. That's what put him in jail.
Yeah. Seriously though, and this is not a joke. This is what makes you think that these kids might be a little too close because the best thing about Alberto is that one day he told himself, "I'm gonna get this thing called a Vespa."
Yep. Obsessed.
And Luca, if you're cool, you and I, we're gonna travel and do a tour of Europe on that thing, and we're gonna accomplish that by winning this contest that's held by the locals. And we're gonna get the help of one of the locals there. A girl named, what's her name?
Julieta?
Julieta, yeah. Show you a picture of her right here. One of the local girls there who's gonna help him out.
One of the underdogs.
One of the underdogs, as they say.
One of the weirdos.
Yeah, they're
Because she likes books and learning.
you know all that shit that women shouldn't like.
Yeah, it's like, no.
Yeah, there she is right there.
With that 21-year-old boy who harasses the entire town.
They got a grown man who's still going around picking on kids.
who pretends to be like 15 or 16 in the movie. It's like, I'm sorry, this is a problem right here. I would not stand for this bullshit.
They lie. He lies and says he's been lying for like 5 years, saying that he's 16.
I will believe that sea monsters exist before you tell me that this 21-year-old looking kid man is a 16-year-old. Give me a break.
Yeah, let me see.
There is
here.
no way.
Let me see.
The villain of the movie. If you want to say there's a villain,
This
he's the villain of the
motherfucker,
film.
he should be knocking on people's doors, telling them I'm a sexual predator because he keeps hanging around with these kids.
I know. I'm like, because when he first comes up in the movie, I'm like, okay, why is this adult harassing all the children? I'm like, are you telling me that he's only supposed to be 16? Give me a break.
Urkele.
Urkele, yeah.
Urkele is
Anything but Urkele.
yeah.
Hercules.
Urkele is Italian for pedophile.
Yeah. I mean, he has that sweater, that cashmere sweater he's always obsessive wearing, and
he's
those
not-
tight little shorts.
He's not a pedophile. He's just somebody who's just. I mean, he's a true bullet to the end. This guy's like he's an adult who just keeps lying about being a teenager, so he can just pick on people.
Yeah. He holds the whole town hostage. It's ridiculous.
They call him a terrorist. They say he's terrorizing the town.
Terrorista. Yeah, no. Listen. There's a lot I like about this movie. But I'm like, okay, this character is the most ridiculous part of it.
Well, you know what?
I can't go along with this part right here.
Well,
It's too over the top.
Well, you know what? We'll talk about that because
Okay.
I will talk about the things that I do like.
Lot to
here.
like about this.
No, there is here. You know, one of the things that I really appreciate about the movie is that it is a complete mixture of so many different styles as well as stories.
Yeah.
It's a Miyazaki movie, directed by Pixar, and animated by the people who do Wallace and Gromit.
Well, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, if you put all those things together, stylistically, you kind of have this movie right here, and it's a beautiful blend, really, because at least visually,
No, aesthetically, it's great.
aesthetically is awesome, man. Because I tell you, I love the whole Italian theme that they have going on. I love this whole thing where the Italian village of Porto Rosso, the landscape by the sea. I love the backgrounds and the environment is on par with the character designs. I would almost say there are certain points where this is one of those few movies where almost the environmental design and the art design almost overshadows the character design.
No, yeah, and also I think just kind of supersedes the plot in general and the story itself. Like I think the artistic look of this movie is better than the story.
I love the look of this, man. And I love when I say I love the Italian theme. I love the music that they play.
Yeah, they're Mediterranean.
Yeah, it is. It's very Mediterranean, man.
I mean, it's Pixar's love letter to the Italian Mediterranean culture.
Yeah. They even have an Italian director, I believe.
Yes, the first-time director.
Yeah. And I did really like. I mean, look, we're making fun of this, but
Yeah.
I really did like the relationship between Alberto and Luca, man, because to me it's very relatable. Look, we all had that. We knew, and if we were lucky, we got to hang around that older kid that we thought was so cool.
Sure.
But if we were lucky enough to hang around with them, after a week, we're like, oh, he ain't shit.
Yeah. He's so incompetent, doesn't know anything.
Man, let me tell you something. Alberto don't know what the fuck he's doing, man.
No idea.
He's going around trying to speak the lingo, calling everybody a stupido.
They're like,
about to get their ass beat.
the hell? Most of the time they go after Luca, as if he said it.
When they get to the village, that's when Luca really looks at Alberto and is like, you know what? Because they get to the village and they see all these pictures of villagers stabbing sea creatures and whatnot, and Luca looks over at Alberto and is like, this motherfucker's gonna get us killed.
Yeah. Luca has good survival instincts. Alberto, he does not know. He's like, everything's an adventure. I'm just happy to be here.
Yep.
Hey, Papa! I brought some friends for dinner.
Oh, what's wrong with you, stupid?
He's like, what's wrong with you? He's like, shut
Really?
the fuck up, man.
To that man right there.
Bitch, shut your mouth. Yeah,
With the cleaver.
A big man with a butcher knife in his hand.
The largest man we've ever seen.
And what is Alberto? Hey, stupid ass. What are you doing?
No.
Alberto doesn't know what a stupido means. He doesn't have this whole thing down. He's just
He's self-confident, but he doesn't know anything.
no. He knows nothing, man. And I like that because to me that's kind of real. You look up to this kid. You think this kid is so cool, and then you find out just how this kid is really kind of insecure and doesn't, and they're putting on the front.
Yeah.
And we've all seen that, man. I love that. I love that. I really did enjoy their relationship. I enjoyed how just kind of like in real life, these two, they met each other where they were just hanging, man. He just was out, saw this kid hanging out, and the kid just kind of like, wasn't like, hey, my new friend, how you doing? It's like, hey, kid, come over here. Grab that. Hang with me here. Let's do this. Let's do that. It was just kind of like he just fell into it, and it was a lot of fun to see that. As crazy as all this may be, or as relatable as some of it may be, and even as beautiful as it may be, it's also one of Pixar's films that is more aimed directly solely for kids.
Yeah. I saw a quote. I think in a review from the Times or CNN or somewhere, or I think it might have been on Twitter, where people were saying listen, this movie is very much for kids, not sad sack adults, not for depressed adults. Because no, this is what this whole movie feels like to me is a nostalgic look at children's summer vacation. Yeah, it's more that. But there's not really a moment in this film where it's like, oh, well, other than the generic, we should accept people who are different. Like you've seen that time and time again. Pixar's done even better in other movies, and this time it's just like it felt like them going through the basics.
That is, I feel exactly like you do.
Yeah.
Because
it's not bad. It's not a bad movie. It's just that's just what it is.
Well, and I agree, man. Look, Pixar doesn't need to be trying to appeal to adults all the time.
Sure.
Not every movie needs to be deep. Not every movie needs to be inside out. Not every movie needs to have adult humor or some deep message where the kids can sit up there and enjoy all the stupid stuff and the colorful stuff, and adults will be like, "Wow, that's really meaningful."
It spoke to me.
Yeah, yeah.
It spoke to me. That's my life.
Yeah, not everything needs to be therapy, some kind of veiled therapy for adults going to see these. Yeah. It's just that I found that the characters in this movie, and a lot of times when Pixar skews more towards the younger demographic, towards kids, what I found is that a lot of times the characters just don't feel that developed to me as well.
They feel like archetypes.
Yeah.
Alberto, he's the overconfident best friend. Luca is the, very curious but very self-conscious little boy. Giulietta is the tomboy. It's like we've seen these time and time again, and yeah, they just don't. We don't get a lot of depth, and the movie's so short that honestly, it's just kind of like it feels very generic at the end of the day.
Yeah,
It's not enough. It's not enough to separate them from these types of protagonists that we've seen in other Pixar and Disney animated films.
Well, the reason why I think, because I looked at the middle of the movie, and I was wondering, I said, if I'm not sitting up here asking for them to do something, just solely for me, or, because I love children's stuff, by the way. Sometimes I really love, that's why a lot of Miyazaki stuff work, and I tried to say, man, okay, what is it about this? If they're taking some inspiration, I'm talking about Hayao Miyazaki, whose animes actually take part in a lot of Europe. He's been in France and some places.
Porco Rosso, you brought it right there.
Yeah, I think that's Italian, right?
Yeah.
Or is that named after Porto Rosso?
Mm-hmm.
But so he has a lot of European looks in his movie. And I was like, well, why am I? This is almost like a love letter to that. Why am I not appreciating those? I mean, this film as much as those.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And the reason why is because either they just stay weird, or they stay simple, or their characters really are the thing that prevails.
Sure.
As weird as it is, you really do feel endeared to those characters. This right here, I felt like they spent more time doing gags.
Oh yeah.
I think they spent more time doing visual stuff. Mm-hmm. A lot of times doing and not that those things are, not that it's bad to do that.
It's charming.
But the reason why I thought they should pull back on that, because there are characters that could have used more development in the movie. In the meantime, they're doing all these visuals, or they're doing all these gags. And I'll give you an example. So, we just saw that scene with Giulietta and her pop in the kitchen who's making dinner for everybody. Spaghetti. So let me get a picture of him here. So there he is with his big ass. So there's this whole thing. There's a subplot that's almost developing between him and Alberto.
Right.
And I'll just say this: at the end of the movie, I don't think it had the emotional payoff it should have, because that character wasn't developed enough. The emotion between them wasn't developed enough. It was more like we have to we kind of have to wrap up Alberto's story. Oh, this is convenient that he does it with this character.
I have to say, Alberto's story, on paper, is tragic. When you think about it and what they imply. Yeah. But when it plays out in the film, it's just like, okay, there's more. There needs to be more here. Obviously, what we find out about him, especially towards the last third of the movie, okay, there's a lot of trauma here, and they just kind of don't really touch on it. And yeah, they bring in Giulietta's father to be that father figure for him, but it's like, oh yeah, I guess he kind of is in a way, because we saw a montage of them working together. It's not earned.
No,
it's not earned. That's the generic feeling coming in.
And it could have been earned had they not been spending so much time on all these other filler moments and funny moments. Yeah. And maybe they spend more time developing this character and this relationship. It's not a big thing. It's just something that I thought was a missed opportunity.
I think it is a big thing. Because I think that's what this movie is struggling is with its characters. Because the plot is fine, it's serviceable. Yeah. But it's the characters that really suffer through it. I mean, again, the beautiful looking movie and a great score and aesthetically, as we said. But yeah, it's really the characters, and not like we hate these characters. We're just kind of simple.
I will think now this. I think we will disagree on something right here.
Yeah.
I think that the thing that we're going to disagree on is on the character of Ercole. Because Ercole had me laughing so hard, man. That character, first of all, I just think it's funny to think that this is probably a man, like an 18, 19, 20-year-old going around lying about his age, just to beat the shit out these kids or just torment them and harass them, and just to win a contest every is to brag. I think that character's funny, but the thing I like about him the most, man, that character. Now, you want to know what gave me laugh out loud moments in here? That asshole Urkel, because he is animated so well.
Oh, he's ridiculous looking.
Well, he's ridiculous looking, but he's got that Italian bravado going on.
Oh, yeah.
And they got his every one of his mannerisms, every one of his gestures is funny to me, man. Like they captured that. And like what I like about it, because we can go in deep and be like, well, that character's doing this because he's so insecure and he just doesn't know how to deal with being an adult. And it's like, nah, man, he's just an asshole.
Oh, no, he's very much an asshole.
That's it. That is it. There's like he doesn't really have any redeeming qualities.
No.
And he don't care.
No.
And I just laughed at his animation and the voice work that was done for him so much, man. Now I really do love this character.
La mia bambina!
De Porto Rosso Cab. Per 1000 sardine, how do you think I paid for my beautiful Vespa?
Luca's like, yeah, we're going to steal that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should have done that.
Yeah. Yeah, you talking all that shit. Yeah, it's a good thing you a villain, so we won't feel guilty about stealing your shit later. Which, this character also, I love that little bald hair on that little pubic hair.
Oh, I know. But they make fun of later on.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
He knows his hair looks like. It looks like hair around somebody's anus right there.
Oh, god damn. Didn't think of that. I just think like, okay, it's like, okay, you're just like this really braggadocious individual, but the things that they do with him later on, where it's like, yeah, I'm okay with murder. It's like he just escalates throughout the entire film.
I mean, don't, because he looks a little flamboyant too. Don't let them loafers in that cashmere sweater he wears around his neck fool you.
No.
He beats these kids' ass.
Yeah. It's just shocking to me. It's like, and everyone in this village is okay with this. This sociopath doing his thing. It's like, okay, this 16-year-old.
Because they don't want to deal with his ass. That's why. And I don't even think the adults are scared of him. They're just kind of like, you know what?
They're just done with him.
As long as he's beating these kids' asses, we don't have to deal with him.
He's keeping them in line. Yeah, distracting them. Exactly. Yeah. No, I don't know. After a while, I'm like, okay, I found him so obnoxious.
That's the point.
No, it's the point.
I loved him, man.
Yeah.
We laughed so hard at him, man. That character is he's just so full of him. He's oblivious, man.
No, he is.
Yeah.
It didn't work for me, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. And again, I'm glad you thought that, because I was like, this big motherfucker. I know we're watching a cartoon.
Yes.
But I said, this goddamn grown ass man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, peach fuzz on his lip.
Beating these kids.
Like physically beating them.
Fucking terrorist.
Terrorista.
Oh, here's the point. He ride down the road. He just finds somebody, and just kicks them and knocks them into a
That's all he does. Get out of the way. I have to kill them now.
I'm a grown man that picks on kids. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. He's a grown man that picks on kids. And I'm like, I can't take that seriously. I mean, I'm not supposed to, but it's like, come on. I'm a grown man that picks on kids.
I'm a grown man. I'm a cartoon grown man that picks on kids.
Yeah. A little too much for me there.
Who's lucky day is it? The big ass eyes.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like oh man. Oh, what's his name? Hello, fellow kids.
Oh, Steve Buscemi.
You look like Steve Buscemi. You look like an animated Steve Buscemi going around town.
I can see that.
Animated Steve Buscemi picking on kids.
That is kind of what he is in the movie. He's trying to appeal to the youth.
He's the Italian animated Steve Buscemi. I thought it was weird that not like the main characters didn't have an accent.
Oh yeah.
Did you?
That's so we can appeal to American audiences.
I thought that was
they sometimes have the accent when they say the names. My name is because you have Jack Glazer who's like has an American accent. He'll go, I'm Alberto. I'm like,
yeah.
Wait a minute. Where's that accent coming?
You sound Mexican, man.
Yeah.
But Julietta, she's Italian. Her dad, because for the sea creatures, I could say like, all right, look, maybe they don't have an accent because they're sea monsters,
Fair,
whatever.
yeah.
But she's straight up Italian. Her dad's Italian, and they don't give her the accent. That's weird.
Again, I think the reason why they did that is so they can appeal to American audiences for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
That's always it's like the whole thing where it's like, well, if they do a film set in any other, like any foreign country, the accent is always a British accent.
Yeah,
It's like, what is that? Why did they do that? And I think that's the reason, because they want to appeal to what they perceive as the mass audience, which is in the United States.
Now, I understand that is the reason. I know that's
Yeah.
the reason, but I thought, like, you know what? I don't think it's going to matter.
No, I wouldn't have cared.
Like, if Giulietta, whatever.
Yeah, whatever her name
If she had I think I would have liked it more if she had an Italian accent.
Same.
I don't know why it is that you think that we can't handle it,
Yeah, not to
kids can't handle
immerse people in this world, this environment you create. Yeah, all you probably should have casted people who can either do an authentic Italian accent or just cast Italian actors.
As I said, this is Pixar light, and nothing wrong with that. I think this just needed really a punch up, man.
Yeah.
It needed a punch up, and it needed to give, there needed to be more to the story in the middle.
You need an emotional core.
It needed an emotional punch up, and it needed some characters need a punch up in the area of development.
That's absolutely a fact.
Like I said, the middle of this definitely does feel like filler when they could have been telling a story and developing those characters. But I will say that I still think it's good, man. I liked it. And it did leave me with a nice feeling, even though it was way too easily wrapped up. He was like, "Hey, everybody good? Yay!"
Yeah, I got to say, man, like, because the most part, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, it's like, all right, it's generic, but it's working for me for the most part. Like, it's just fun to just look at all how the environments look, how the characters interacting with them, and it's cute. But like that ending is just like, all right, we got to wrap this shit.
Yeah,
up.
it really.
And I'm
was.
like, oh come on, this whole culture is based around this one thing in this particular town, and they adhere to this for who knows, decades, centuries, and then it's just like, meh.
Yeah. Well, we're good. Oh, and by the way, not everybody's gonna like it, but fuck them, we're cool.
I didn't kind of like that message. I mean, I think it's good. Hey, just stick with people who appreciate you for being you. I think that's a good message. But at the end of the day, but again, the central story, it needed more than just that. Yeah, there was not enough there. Not enough substance.
And it's not just that one thing. Everybody had a real easy. Everyone had a real quick, easy wrap up. Yeah. Well, you know what? I did this thing that I never gave a hint of doing before. Hey, but I did it because we need to get this shit over with. Yeah. So, yeah, man, it's just way too neatly wrapped up. Way too loose with the storytelling. It's not tight at all, man.
It's a slice of life Pixar movie. That's exactly what it is.
And that would have been good had they not. You know what? If you want to have the slice of life part of this and have these kids hanging out and whatnot, great. But they set so much up for so much emotional weight, and the movie just didn't deliver on that weight. So this is a matinee for me.
I'm right there with you. It's a beautiful looking movie. The voice work for the most part, I think, is very enjoyable and it's great. It has its funny moments. It's a cute film. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I give this it's a solid matinee.
Yeah. I think if I had seen this on. If I'd seen this on Disney Plus, if I'd seen this at the theater, I would have been like, man, if it weren't for the animation, this could have been at home on Disney Plus. Yeah. What do you mean?
But you're stupid,
Do it on your Disney Plus.
I'm getting assaulted by an 18-year-old man right now.
With nut fuzz for a mustache.
Yeah, that peach fuzz.
Yeah, no, that's nut fuzz. Yeah.